Hello there and welcome back to Car Mechanic Simulator. Yes, we're back on here once again, going to be continuing where we left off last time, which last time we ran into a little bit of trouble there, trying to complete some of those jobs with money and stuff like that, but we did manage to get through it, as well as we also managed to get a ton of XP by completing a bunch of jobs and stuff like that, which was quite a lot of fun. So also, they did just release a brand new Rims DLC over the week, and we do have that as well. So hopefully we will see those new rims in game as well. We'll see what happens. But anyway, without further wasting your time, let's go ahead and get on into it. Let's go. Alrighty then, and here we are. So we're about 10 grand right now. We're level 18 with quite a lot of points and stuff as well. You can see just how far we're almost completely done with the entire level system, and we need to start purchasing some of this other stuff. So then eventually we can actually start and go and buy some of our own cars and work on those and get them sold for big money. Because that's the main portion of this game. That's where you really make all of your money and experience is car restoration. But you'll still make money with jobs and stuff like that. And then our newest job, let's see what else we got. Because we can always take that mission at any time. Ooh. Gotta have it. Look at this. Well, what's not pink? Oh. I might go paint their car pink just for the hell of it. Damn it, I really wanted that to be pink. I think that would have been perfect. I mean, we could paint it. Well, for the screenshot, right? We got to do it for the screenshot. All right. Oh, I can't. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. Okay. Sometimes the controls break on this game, which is quite crazy because this game is quite old. But I did hear... let's move this to the paint shop. I did hear that there is a demo coming out in Q1 is what people are saying. The demo for the Car Mechanic Simulator 2026, which I'm quite excited to play, of course. Wait, how do we paint again? Yeah, nothing's highlighting, which is... I don't know, it's a little weird. So factory... Oh, it doesn't have factory color. That's got to be metallic. Which color... Wait. We could do, Oh, can't you, Chameleon, I thought you had, like, a color wheel in this game. Reset color. Orbit camera. Yeah, I could have swore we had, like, a color wheel as well. Is it previously used? How do we get the color wheel? Okay. Select paint. Yeah, I thought you could do custom colors. Okay, I found my solution. I was like, am I missing something? I don't think I'm missing something. Let me go check. So I check in here, and if you actually click on this, there's actually the paint level tool, which I completely forgot about that you have to purchase. We are not purchasing that $7,500. No, thank you. So that is definitely not going to be happening. But we'll paint it just for the hell of it. We'll paint their car. That's roughly the color, right? There you go. Fresh paint job. How do you like your car? Just for the screenshot. Oh my gosh, that is bright. Yes, just for the thumbnail. That's a very big car too. Yeah, just for the thumbnail. All right, then we are back to white with the same amount of money. So what I did was I just went back to the main menu after we got that and then moved it back. But it's like, I gotta have that for my thumbnail. It's not the correct color, unfortunately, but that's all right. But we gotta work on this car. That freaking white is so bright. It's such a bright white, man. And out here in the desert, this is a horrible color to have. It's good for air conditioning, but it's not good for well, dirt. Any kind of dirt, really. All right, what do we got with this car? See, look, that's the color I want, man. That's a pretty... I wish I could get the full size of just this image. That'd be really nice. Anyway. Let's see. Car is loud. Gearbox... General gearbox control and repair. Gearbox shifts rough. Okay. So we might have an exhaust piece. Doesn't look like there's very much wrong with this car, but I do like... I'm a big fan of this car here. I'm a big fan of all old cars, pretty much. So what is this? Yeah, this is... what kind of... Yeah, it's definitely in that year, 65, definitely. Was it like Eldorado or... Man. I don't know this car, I'm sorry. No, I am correct. Yeah, I looked it up. Yeah, it looks like a 1965 Cadillac Eldorado, yeah. It's like, it looks like an Eldorado, but I'm not 100% sure. Like, it may not be perfect, but it definitely looks like one. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know. Oh my gosh, his transmission is absolutely screwed, so. Yeah, and as we've explained in just about every single video, you know, I used to be a car mechanic. Don't really do car mechanics anymore. It's hard for me to crawl around cars anymore. My back is absolutely shot. But yeah, used to be a little bit of a car mechanic. Used to have that was one of the things that I have done in the past. And I still work on cars, you know, every now and again for like a family member or whatever, but nothing, or for a family member or a friend, but nothing too big, you know, as an actual job or anything like that. Yeah, so, I usually, I just use my, basic, mechanic skills to, well, basically to kind of explain to you how I would do this particular vehicle. So you know, customer comes in, says the car is loud, of course. Car is loud, and the transmission's not acting right. It's not really shifting correctly, you know, stuff like that. It's not driving like it should, and whatnot. So basically, the first thing I would do in a situation like that. Now, this game doesn't have it, but the first thing I do is I go ahead and pop the hood, and I'm going to pull. Now, this car probably has an automatic transmission, maybe. It's possible. It might be a manual. I'm not sure exactly, but yeah. If it does have a transmission dipstick, we're going to pull the transmission dipstick and see if it's full of transmission fluid. And if it doesn't have a dipstick, then of course, what we'll do is we'll lift it up. And we'll go underneath here, and on some of these transmissions, they'll have like, or a lot of these, they'll have like a drain and a fill plug on the side of the casing. And the higher plug, the higher one up plug, the one that's higher up on the casing, that one's going to be your fill plug. So you're going to pull that plug out, and you're going to stick your finger, clean, not dirty and covered in crap. Stick your clean finger, like your pinky finger or whatever, inside the transmission casing. And then kind of dip it down a little bit and see if you can get any fluid on your finger easily enough, not without having to, you know, go crazy. And if there's no fluid on your finger, everything feels dry. It's probably low on fluid. It would be the, you know, easiest cause. Put some fluid in it, see if it acts correct, you know, starts acting correctly. If not, well, more than likely there's probably something more going on with it. So we're going to, yeah, we're going to say that, yeah, the transmission's not acting right. It's full of fluid. It's got what it needs. You know, nothing seems to be wrong externally, so maybe something's wrong internally. So we're going to pull off the drive shaft, of course, here. And also, as I've said many times before, too, if I get anything wrong or don't explain something correctly or whatever, you're more than welcome to correct me in the comment section. I am fine with that. As I've said many times before, I'd rather have the correct information out there rather than incorrect information, so... You know, and sometimes mechanics, we can get stuff wrong. We're not, unless you are really good at teaching. Sometimes it's really hard to explain to normal people, or I'd say normal people. It's really hard to explain to people how car mechanics actually work and what you'd be looking for and doing, and and whatnot. So then I'm gonna pull the transmission out, and since this is a manual transmission, we're gonna check the clutch, of course. So I'm gonna pull this clutch housing off of here and pull the clutch off, and I can see that the clutch plate would probably also be ruined, but yeah, I can see that there's massive deep grooves inside this flywheel. So it's basically what's happening is the clutch when you let out on the clutch, and then it that disengages the clutch, then it it's just sitting there slipping and sliding. It's not gripping onto the engine, so the vehicle's not going forward. It's just spinning and spinning and spinning. Maybe you rev it up and you might be able to get the car to move a little bit, but it's just not working. So it's just not going anywhere. So we're going to take that flywheel off and recommend to the customer, yeah, we can't do anything with this. The flywheel is really bad, so we're gonna have to replace it, unfortunately, which would be a lot harder than what we just did. It'd be a lot harder to replace that flywheel, especially with the engine in the car. It's definitely arguably one of the most hardest places to pull a flywheel out of. It's with the engine in the car, definitely. But yeah, that wouldn't be enough reason to go through the whole process of pulling the engine out of the car just so you can replace the flywheel. And yeah, the car is loud, and we're looking at this, and we could definitely see that there's probably a massive rusted hole in the engine head, or in the exhaust header. So it's just like, well, gotta replace that too. Usually you don't get holes in it. Usually what happens is they break at the welds or whatever after a while. It's just, yeah, you just have to replace it. Or it's so warped that you can't get the seal against the engine head. Okay. So while we had the transmission out, we see the transmission, maybe it just doesn't seem to want to switch gears. We've you can kind of look inside there and see shavings of metal everywhere, and it just looks like the gears are all screwed up. Doesn't want to shift gears and stuff like that. So let's just go ahead and, oops. Hold on. Whoopsie. I think we can just do this, can't we? It's, that adds it to our list. I accidentally sold it. Yeah, there'd be a lot more rigorous process for us checking the actual transmission itself. You can check it while it's on the floor, basically. You can put it into gear and then turn the input shaft and then see if the output shaft reacts to it. Reacts to you turning it. Or you go to turn the input shaft and there's like no resistance whatsoever, and you're just like, that's probably not good. That's probably not a good thing to have happen. Okay, so we have the 3 parts. Yeah, I've actually seen that before, where it's an automatic transmission. They pulled the transmission out because the car, you could put it into any of the gears and it wouldn't do anything. So they pulled the transmission out of the car, and you grab the input shaft and you turn the input shaft, and it turns so freely that there was no resistance to it, and the output shaft obviously wasn't doing anything. So they're like, well, let's pull the transmission apart. And they pulled the transmission apart. What happened was the input shaft had snapped off inside there, just far enough to where it was still kind of holding on, but it wasn't coming out of the transmission, but it had snapped in half basically, and shredded a bunch of gears and stuff like that. Some catastrophic grenading definitely happened. It's like, yeah, that's not even worth fixing. It's cheaper to replace that with the used transmissions. So, well, let's go ahead and part mount. Oh yeah, we can't mount the exhaust underneath here. That's fine. Let's go and put the brand new flywheel in, and like I said, in a lot of cases, if the flywheel's like really badly grooved, it's because the clutch plate has been bad for a while. that like they've been driving it with the clutch slipping constantly. So it's just like, yeah, that's probably not a good day. Of course, that's not the only thing that could be wrong with it, just there's one of the things. Like you could have it to where they put the, like, for some reason the input shaft of the transmission was too small for the flywheel, or they put the wrong flywheel on or something like that. Wrong sized flywheel for the inner portion of those teeth, and it just sat there and stripped it out as it was, you know, being used. Like they shoved the transmission on there and they managed to get it to fit in there. In a place where it didn't fit properly. More likely, if it's a manual transmission, be clutch, though. Clutch would be the most common. I mean, because it is the thing that wears the most, obviously. Especially if you're doing sick burnouts. You know, getting those engines revved up to freaking 6,000 RPM and then dropping that clutch. it's not good on your clutch, unless it's a racing clutch. That's a little bit different, but even then, it's still quite wearing on it. But anyway, that should be this car done. Yep. Ain't getting very much for that. We got, oh yeah, you do get a bonus on the we got almost a $2,000. Yeah, we got around a $2,000 bonus on that. Interesting. So you only get bonuses on the regular jobs. You don't get bonuses on the story ones. So you still do get a bonus. I guess I was wrong about that earlier. Ability to fix parts. Let's do the run faster because that's more useful. We're doing all the rows one by one, so we'll finish this row and then we'll move up to the next row and the next row. So, but yeah, that is interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and sell all the parts. Anything else cool that we can work on? I mean, some of these would be kind of cool, but let's do the story job. Hey, dude, you recognize me? Sure or not? I'm the internet star of the car racing. What? Okay. Well, perhaps a rising star. I got my name RM. This is my new car project. I just snapped it from the junkyard. Oh boy. If it was in a junkyard, hopefully you got a title for it. And hopefully it was a clean title, you know, not wrecked. I go by the name RM. This is my new car project. I just, oh, there, we just read that. For now, it looks like a piece of junk, but we can make it a gem. I mean, you can, but nobody has to know that, right? Are you in with this project? I hope so. I just want to check if it starts up before the first episode, and we'll think about the rest later. Thanks. We'll see you on Import Tube. You know, there probably is a version of YouTube that exists that's similar to that, or at least a side of YouTube that's just car stuff like that. Change oil, drain with fluid, other tasks. Okay. Whoops, I didn't take the job. Okay. And here it is. Let's see. I want to say Subaru. I want to say it's a Subaru, like a WRX or whatever. It could be a Mitsubishi though. I mean, it's got a bit of both, right? Like it's a bit of both, like a. I want to say Subaru though, just because of the color. 2000. Anita Kigure. I still want to say Subaru though, especially with the hood. Yeah, like the Subaru WRX, like the all-wheel drive. Is this car all-wheel drive? I guess we can see. Yep, it's an all-wheel drive. So I'm gonna go with the safe route and say Subaru. It's like a lower end. It's inline 4, lower, like yeah, definitely a lower end Subaru. Still all-wheel drive. It's more of like you got the look, but you don't have the actual like performance part of the actual Subaru, like the actual super amazing off-road ability and stuff like that. Like it's all kind of there. It's just, I don't know. We got ourselves a Subaru. Let's move it over to the car wash first. Let's go ahead and give this thing a wash. When you're washing a car inside and out, you want to wash the outside first. Outside first, and then let's go ahead and wash the inside. I think your first episode should have been of the actual car in its broken state. You know, and then go, yeah, this car doesn't even start, but we're going to restore it back to brand new for you guys. You know. I do love this though, because this particular story mode actually has it doesn't have complete continuity throughout the entire thing, but this one actually has a bit of like this customer that does this car keeps coming back. Okay, let's see what we got. And don't replace all the parts. That also breaks the continuity a little bit. Because I have done that. I've replaced all the, like I completely restored the car and the guy came back to it all junked up again. This is like, oh, well, that was a waste of time. Okay. A whole list of parts. All right, you know what? Test path. If it starts, that is. There's no oil in the engine. Oh. Well, that's easy to fix. If it even runs. Okay. It has oil. Engine can't be started, of course. Move to car lifter A. Okay, what do we got? Alright, OBD scanner. Test our electronics. Now we have battery power because obviously the scanner's working. Properly scanning stuff. Possibly. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. Fuel pressure test, no. Can't do that. You mean we can't turn it over? Compression tester, yeah, that wouldn't work either. Might as well check the tires. I don't know what that sound is per se, but okay, so we know the spark plugs and stuff can't be started, or can't be started. It doesn't work. It's also out of coolant. Let's go ahead and fill her with coolant. Kind of going through the process of what I would do in this particular situation. It's like, okay, let's get her full with oil, get her full with coolant. It's like, okay, these look pretty nasty. Let's go ahead and pull these out. These are ignition coils. Because the newer style stopped going with like a distributor and spark plug wires, and started going with electronic distributor, which is the computer controls the spark, and then it's just plugged into individual ignition coils. So the computer sends the signal, says, "Hey, hit the spark on this ignition coil." So then it sends the signal to the ignition coil. The ignition coil receives the signal, and then sends out the spark directly. Basically individual coil packs that just generate the spark needed. Okay, so yeah, all of our spark plugs, all of our spark plug wires are junk. Did we say starter as well? We also didn't do this one. Let's just do a continuity test on everything. That's what that noise is, by the way. And just, you can see he's even set on the continuity tester. And all that does is basically just tells you if the wire is connected on one end to the other. Like if it's connected all the way through, which yeah, but you could use it, obviously you could use it for you could use the multimeter for other things too. It's just that's one of the features, and that's what that noise is. And basically you take two ends of the wire, connect the one lead to one end of the wire, connect a lead to the other end of the wire with the continuity test on, and if it beeps, you've got continuity all the way through. That means the wire is pretty much good all the way through. It's just a quick and simple test to test different things. Okay, which ones are damaged? That's the only thing is I can't pull up the thing to visually check. You can only pull it up here. Okay, so that one, and second one from the right. Got it. Normal mode, please. So this one here. This one, and this one. Since both of those are bad, I'm going to assume that one was probably like ECM and the... Ooh. Look at this thing. This is the ECM, by the way. Yeah, that thing looks pretty nasty. Looks like it's been in the water. Let's go and pull that off. Check our... Actually, it's not too... It's still working. It's just, I guess the outer case is just nasty. We probably could have been able to tell that by pulling these plugs off and then taking a look at the internal, like if there's any corrosion or anything like that. And we didn't see any corrosion. It still looks good. It's just the outer casing just looks like absolute crap. All right, let's go over to our electronics department. And let's replace the simple things to see if we can even get this car to start, basically, because that's all the guy wants, to see if the car actually starts. Again, don't know why I do it 4 times. Just have it. Just have it. So 2 of these. 1 of these. 1 of these, which we probably would have had a box of these just sitting around ready to go. Okay, oops. And then this. Okay. Let's see if we can... Nice. Oh, and then this one too. Okay, that takes care of the fuse box. So I know all the rest of the relays and fuses are in there are good. It's just those ones were hindering us. Like I said, we just need to be able to get this car to start and run. That's our only goal for the moment. Because obviously... in real life, you're not going to have a list of everything that's wrong with the car, and then you got to figure it out from there. You don't know anything that's wrong with the car, and you just got to figure it out. So you're doing the simple stuff to try and just make it work, basically. Oh, the battery as well, and the alternator too. Okay, so battery, that's an easy fix. Alternator's down here, below all this crap. Take that off so we can take our belt off. And then here's our alternator. Both extremely rusty bolts. Okay. We're not going to buy a new battery because we just charged it up. Speaking of. Saves us money. But of course, in real life, if the battery's bad, the battery's bad. No amount of charging is going to fix that. Oh, main shop, apparently. Ah. Heck. I could have swore I was there. Whatever. Okay. Is this good? I think so. Part mount. Yep. Battery's all charged. The battery just needed to charge. Okay, let's go back in here. Put this back on. Just doing it as I would probably do in real life. Just trying to figure out what all we can get done here. Okay. Now let's give her a test. See if we can get a fuel pressure test in here. Hey! Fuel filter and fuel pump. Okay. That we're getting no fuel pressure up at the fuel rail. So we're gonna go and check it out. I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. Where's the fuel filter for this car? Isn't it up here? What's that? Oh, there it is. It's hiding amongst the rust. So I pull off my fuel filter. Fuel filter's completely plugged and nasty. It's like, okay. So yeah, that's just completely nasty, just full of dirt. That's what the fuel filter does. It filters out the dirt. Of course, you've got a little bit of filtration inside the tank too, but the fuel filter is like an extra step. And then, yeah, we're looking at our fuel pump here. Let's go ahead and pull it out of the tank. Fuel pump looks like junk. Doesn't appear to be working at all. Let's go ahead and get those replaced. It's like we can actually get the car to turn over, but it's still not starting because they're getting no fuel. Brand new fuel pump. Brand new fuel filter. It's like, yeah, this car's been sitting a while. Absolute garbage. Okay. Alright. So now that's good. Now we do a compression tester. Let's see what the internals of the engine are looking like. And looks like we're getting compression. It's not perfect, you know, but it is within, we'll say it's within range of pressure like it's supposed to be. So the way that test is performed is you actually take your pressure gauge and you actually take out a spark plug and you screw it into the spark plug hole. And then you turn over the car and you watch the gauge. As the compression comes up, it'll give you pressure. And then you do that with the you take that number with you'll usually have like a sheet, or you'll look it up on the computer and it'll tell you the range of which compression is acceptable for that particular vehicle, that particular engine. And that's how you'd figure out if it's in range or if something internally is wrong, you know, that kind of stuff. But all the cylinders test decent. So all right, let's move this over to the test path. Because, you know, we'll just say the customer wanted a full inspection. Engine can't be started. Why? What is wrong? Engine still can't be started. Heck. Okay, something else is wrong. I could have swore we had, or we would have had everything decent on this. Obviously, I wouldn't have pushed it over. I would have been trying to start it, and it's not starting. So something else is wrong. So if we test this, we test it with that. Is there anything we missed? Oh, throttle. Yeah. Duh. Freaking throttle body. Or, Whatever. That thing is not good. Oops. I keep forgetting to add it to the list. Still 2 parts not discovered. Air filter? Let's check air filter. Hold on, let's check this other stuff. Change brake fluid, change coolant, change power steering, refill washer fluid. Okay, we can do that real quick. Oops. It's, I can't tell you, why don't I have my tools? Oh, because I'm in the wrong mode. Ah, this thing is so confusing. Drain tool. Okay, it was empty anyway, so. And it's gonna make me drain all my coolant and put fresh in, which is a little bit annoying. Okay. That's full. Just put fresh coolant in there. Oops. What if it's the radiator? Hey, if it's the radiator. I made a mess. Nope. Radiator's good. Okay. No leaks. Just old. It's like, if it's the radiator, I might as well do it now. Should have drained it back out. I'm wasting a lot of fluid. Okay. Drain tool. Fill this up. Now with the super, especially imports and stuff, all the fluids are going to be very specialty fluids, so definitely make sure you get the right fluids in the car. Because if you don't get the right fluids in there, the ones the manufacturer calls for, you can end up causing damage. And then if you're the one that did that, well, you're the one going to be fixing all the parts, paying for it. Alright. Okay. I want to say airbox. Let's check our air filter since it's been sitting a while. Part mount. Okay, it was air filter. That was one of them. I remember this engine. Yeah. Starting to remember car parts. Come on. Okay. Did we say starter? No. Still don't know what the part is that's stopping us from starting here. Inspection. We'll just do a visual outer inspection, see what's going on here. Is it that? Yeah, I don't remember what it was. We could take these off. Let's look under this little casing here, or look underneath the valve cover. take a quick peek. Oops. Wish she could, like, go into inspector mode. Yeah, it's like we tested that. That's pretty good. I don't think it was anything internal. Like I said, I don't remember what it was, unless if they're counting oil filter in that. We need to drain and fill the fluid, drain and fill the oil filter anyway. Oops. No, don't put it back. I do that sometimes. Use equipment. Drain out all that fresh fluid we just put in there. I was like, unless they're counting the oil filter. We can take a look underneath here too. While we're here. Okay, escape. And then inspect. Yeah, see, all that looks good in there. Oops. That's body. Yeah. Okay, yeah. All that's looking pretty good. Our oil filter, brand new oil filter back on. Wait, so it was the oil filter. Okay. All right. Good. Don't have to, you know, spend a 1,000 hours searching this entire car trying to find the one part that I'm missing. I've had that so many times where it's just like you're trying to find this one part and you end up tearing apart the entire car, and then still not finding the missing part, and then you realize that it was like a body panel or something. You know, no, you realize it was just something like the shock absorber or something. Okay. Now we just fill her with oil and we should be good. I still want to do that inspection though. Okay. Alright, now we are good there. Let's move it to the test path. I know that's not necessary, but I think I love the test path. I think it's fun. It's an old engine. Okay. At least it runs, though. We got her to run and drive. Yeah, brakes are horrible. Brakes are horrible. Sadly, you don't get experience for using this, which is kind of sad. Really wish you did. Now, if you want experience, you just gotta inspect the parts manually. Which takes forever. Okay. Yeah, that suspension's looking like absolute rusted crap. Alright. Yeah, you don't get anything extra. Other than, of course, the case, but... Sell all our parts. Open up the case. What did we get? Do the 2 outer ones. Got some money. And a barn location. Nice. Very nice. Okay. When we finally actually get to those locations. Alright, we're going to do a couple other jobs. Just so that we can get some money. We can work on... Yeah, let's work on the Camaro. Probably a V6. No, it's an actual V8. Holy crap. I was like, a lot of these newer Camaros, they're like V6s because they're more fuel efficient. This one's an actual V8. Naturally aspirated. Yep. Naturally aspirated V8. Looks nice though. Pretty nice car. What year is it? 2016. Holy crap. That's what a 2016 Camaro looks like these days. I've never been a fan of the Camaros, like the newer ones. I'm a big fan of the oldies. Let's move into the car lifter. Okay, what is the customer talking about here? Running gear problem, so that's suspension, car sloppy steering, repair or replace body parts. Why? Looks in decent condition. Okay, let's move it over to the test path. Let's see what we got. Thing is loud. Good lord. Yeah, usually like the newer vehicles like this, even though it's a muscle car, you don't hardly hear it at all. They hear a little bit of it, but it's like it's been neutered. Okay. All right, that gives us a place to start. Like, so, yeah, it's like somebody broke into his car. Okay, that one's obviously junk. What the hell did you do? Get a pothole or? The shock absorber is just absolute junk. Shock absorber. Anything to do with the brakes? Really. Small rubber bushing, shock absorber, sloppy steering. Oh, okay. So we're not going to get too much done. Actually, we might get a huge bonus because it's got body panels involved. Okay, sloppy steering. So if it's like sloppy steering, this is probably something loose. Not when you turn the wheels. Basically, what they mean by sloppy steering is when you turn the wheels. And you could turn the steering wheel a bit before, like, a few degrees before the wheels actually start to turn. Where you sit there and just, you turn the wheel back and forth going down the highway left and right a little bit, and the vehicle does not react. It doesn't turn. That's what usually people mean when they say sloppy steering. And usually that's caused by the vehicle being really old and basically the steering parts just wore out. Or suspension parts just completely wore out, Of course, if this is the case that this inner tie rod is something's wrong with it, usually that means it's usually broken or bent really badly, in such a way that it's making the wheels like turn. Or yeah, they hit something and it snapped the rod in half. Which can happen. Oh, there it is. All right. Do we have the rubber bushing? We do not. It does have sloppy steering, but it's not saying what I've discovered it. It's not going to be there. Oh, maybe it's this. They definitely hit a pothole. Ruined the shock tower. Ugh. But they did something really bad. Okay. So then we can just go over here and separate that. Okay, so I gotta find this rubber bushing it's talking about. Fun. Okay, it's definitely not up here then. It's probably going to be... back here somewhere. Oh, it's that one. Okay, gotta take off the tire. Oh, and this too. Look at this. The parts are a bit random on this car. Whether or not it's like, I don't know if that doesn't seem very believable. that specific part would be ruined. Okay. That should be everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think that's everything. Alright, then we'll work on the body panels. Alrighty, and that is all of that. I guess I'll do the body panels next. Oops. Yeah. We got all those put back on. Alright, body panel time. That's gonna take everything off. 'Cause I'm lazy. I think that looks bad. That looks bad. So those look good. Sometimes the taillights and stuff are hard to see. But we get experience, I think. We're taking all that off, don't we? And that's all. Alright. Inventory. So I'm guessing anything that's orange is what they want us to replace, right? Front left door, window right. So left door, window, right fender. Left headlight. Yeah, anything that's orange. Okay. So, oh, what about... No, they want the hood replaced too. Anything that's yellow? No, not anything that's yellow. Let's do the orange first. It's really gonna be hard to tell. So we know where they want the hood. Right fender. Front right fender. Left headlight. Left taillight. So we got the left headlight. Left taillight. Rear window. Right headlight as well. Okay, rear window, we've already got that. Right side mirror and the trunk. Okay, we've already got the trunk, so... Right side mirror. Okay, I think that's everything. I guess we'll find out. It's gonna be very expensive. Well, actually, it's not that bad. Unlike some of them cars. Okay, hopefully that's everything. And install it all. Okay, let's go and move this car. Yeah, we got everything. Move this car over to the paint shop. Let's get this car painted. They didn't say they wanted it painted, but I don't know why they wouldn't. So. Yeah, current color. Nice. Oh, I forgot about those. Whoops. Would have gave that back to the customer like that. What the hell? I thought it was done. I completely forgot about that. Of course, in real life, you definitely would have noticed that it was missing parts. Yeah, missing the rear spring. You would have definitely seen the car sagging. Be like, what the hell? Now we're done. Yeah, we got $4 grand for that. Yeah, the normal jobs are definitely where the money's at, for sure. Let's see, what else do we want to work on? Ooh, I want to work on that, too. The Jaguar E-Type. Timing needs replacing. Anything with body panels especially is going to be very expensive. That's definitely going to get you the money. This one's just like suspension. Oh, that job's gone. Damn it. Oh, no, it's not. Fix or replace body panels. Yeah. Let's do this one. Let's do this, I want to say Lancia, but I'm not sure. 83? I'm not 100% sure about that. Well, obviously not, but... Okay. Gearbox, grinding and shaking from the gearbox. Oof. That's gonna be clutch. For sure. And then a lot of body panels. And then... refill. Okay. But yeah, that's gonna be clutch for sure. Let's see if I'm right. Yeah, if you've got like shaking and grinding from like the transmission. Look at these wheels! Like bicycle wheels, dude. It's such a small car, you could put bicycle wheels on it. Oh! That's not good. Wherever they live, it's very rusty. But the thing is it's only one part. But we're gonna have to take transmission off. Look at these rims, dude. Was that like one of the new rims as well? I haven't actually looked at the rim shop. Like I said, rims are not one of the things I particularly care for. I mean, I like a good selection, but... Yeah, these are all like... Look at all these. Rims DLC. Rims DLC 2. So at least you can tell which rims come from where. I like these. That would fit this car really well, those there. Definitely. And these two. This would definitely fit the cars. Look at some of these. These are so crazy looking. Semi-truck tires. Or Dodge, I guess. Be diesel. Need those big old heavy duty rims. Rims DLC 2. Rims 2 DLC. That's a really nice rim. I do enjoy having the muscle rims. Very big fan. The hell is this thing? Anyway. Get to fixing this car. See what kind of money we can make from it. Alrighty, that is that car done. Let's see what we get out of this. Oh, missing hood. Hood B missing from car. Oh, did I make that mistake too? I think I did. Yeah. There's a reason this car looks so weird is because it's got a bunch of these parts, these specialty parts. That's why it looks so weird. It normally has round headlights, so I was gonna say Lancia, definitely. There we go. Now I do need to sell everything else. Okay, so we made a couple grand on that job. Not bad. All right, on to the next. I think I'm gonna do a few jobs to try and get my money up. Anything to do with body panels, especially. Ooh, I like that. I like that Camaro. Definitely. Nice, nice. Yeah, anything that's got body panels related, especially new cars. We're gonna do some body panel work on some of these. What do you got here? Brake system needs fixing. Loud when accelerating. Body panels, change all the fluids. Oh, wow. So many things wrong with this car. Yeah, I'm gonna do a few jobs to try and get us to try and get us up some money so we can actually afford some of these other things. Alrighty, so I've actually been making quite a bit of money by doing body work. It seems like body work is definitely the thing to go and do with these normal jobs anyway. Mr. Car Lifter, eh? A lot of them don't ask for paint, so I'm not even gonna bother. Just because it's just like, why paint the car, you know? Like, if they don't ask for paint. Alright, this one just wants a body panel, so the hard part is they always list a bunch of random body panels. It's not like one's completely broken or anything. It's just, you just gotta keep track, basically. So we're gonna go front left door, left side mirror, which that'll come off with the door. Like, it's really hard to tell. Like, obviously the windshield, but I just kind of keep track here. So, rear bumper, rear window. And I'll show you, like, especially expensive cars like this. What does it say? Rear bumper, rear window? Ooh, that one, yeah. Definitely. It'll make you a hell of a lot of money. So, rear bumper, rear window, right side mirror, and right taillight. Okay. Right taillight, right side mirror. And then rear window and trunk window. Oh, so they want this little window too. Yeah, and trunk window. Okay. We got that. All right, and windshield, of course. So I tried to, because obviously you're not going to be paid for the parts that they didn't ask for, but yeah, all these parts here. See, they ask for the rear bumper, but it's in yellow. I'm just going to buy all this. Okay. And then, of course, yeah. So they give you this. Look at that. $2 grand for just that. $800 for that. Freaking taillight costs $1,600. $1,800 for the little window. Little strip of glass. $700 for a mirror. $1,500 for the door. Another mirror. $650. No, we were at $39,000, right? So now we're at $27,000. We have spent over 10 grand on just parts for this. Assemble mode, brand new windshield, brand new door, brand new window, brand new mirror. I think there's 2 parts I might have bought extra. Hopefully that doesn't cost me too much. Okay, brand new bumper, brand new taillight, brand new this. Now, unfortunately, what I'm probably going to have to do, go to normal mode, open up the trunk. There we go. Okay, normal mode. Car status. Yep, we've replaced everything. And then we're at 39 grand. Now watch this. This is crazy. We made $21,000 on that job. Plus, on top of that, we can sell all the parts for an extra $2,800. We went from $39,000 to $52,000. we made a lot of money on that. These jobs, man. Especially, I've been looking for cars that are like this, like super expensive. Ooh. It's not a bad car. Yeah, this one wants body panels and brakes. So we'll take this one. I try to go for ones that are not super complicated mechanically or that just want body panels. And that's been getting us a lot of money. Also, I did level up earlier, so. And yep, and then the next one's going to cost 5 points each. Now that we're into that, so yeah. And as the cheaper the parts get for us, you know, it just goes super crazy. So yeah, definitely go for these expensive cars, or these these expensive looking cars. What did this want? So this one's got poor brake performance, body panels. Change which washer fluid. Okay. Move car to A. They want us to change the washer fluid, apparently. Look at these custom engines, though. 5.0 V8. 5.0, or 5 liter V8, yeah. Not a bad engine. Is it naturally aspirated? Yeah, it is. Okay. Naturally aspirated V8. I bet that's a big problem right there. I can already see it. Additional tools, drain tool. They wanted the washer fluid. So we'll go ahead and refill that real quick. Just to get that out of the way. Okay. A little bit of a bug there. There we go. That happens on these DLC cars. Is this a DLC car? I think it is. Especially because it's got a specialty engine in it. I noticed that the DLC cars, the reason that parts were added. Yeah, 2017 Ford Mustang. Yeah, so DLC car. And it says DLC right there, so. Okay. Poor brake performance. I bet we're going to have brakes. We're going to have to take off tires, plus these two. I can already see it. I'm just going to... Where's the other bolt? Okay. Those two parts, and then got to lift her up. I bet it's yeah, it looks like discs and stuff. Pretty easy. Yeah, if you've got a malfunctioning ABS system, that can definitely cause irregular brake wear. Okay, so that. To this side. Okay, did we get everything? ABS, brake discs, brake pads. Yeah, this side looks fine. Put the tire back on. Okay. This side appears to be fine. Let's adjust this side, yeah. Yeah, that ABS pump was not working correctly. So it's only wearing down the right side set of brakes. I mean, he's doing some heavy braking and it just wasn't working. Or it was working too. It was working in a way that it wasn't like it wasn't working properly. Okay, that should be everything. How many parts? ABS module, ABS pump, brake caliper, brake disc, brake pads. Just one set of brake pads? Four. And then plus these two. Okay. So go ahead and go over to here. Electronics. Let's get those two parts first. Let me go back over here. I don't know which brake pads were bad, so I just grabbed them both. Since they can go anywhere. Okay. ahead and mount this. Yeah, we don't have a turner. Or a brake disc lathe. Okay, 255. See how these are two different sizes? The 275 is going to go on the back. So 255. Yeah, the wider tires are going to be on the rear because it's a rear-wheel drive. So, and since it's a sports performance car, it's going to be, you're going to have wider tires on the rear for more traction. Especially with the like a overpowered V8. Ooh, that brake caliper is bad. Did they want brake caliper? They did. Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay. Brake caliper. Ah. Hopefully that's the brake caliper that was bad. I guess we'll find out. Because it wants the part that was broken to be replaced in that exact spot. Yep. Okay. Then we need the ABS pump. And the module. Yeah, it's really hard to tell on these. Definitely. Alrighty. And then we get all of our body panels replaced. $6,000 on that. Woof. Oh, buddy. It's expensive. But we're making tons and tons of money now. So we can finally start purchasing some of these other parts. Like one of the things I wanted. Or I wanted to grab all the tools like the brake lathe. The workbench, finally. And we can buy the body workbench too. So now if we look in here, we have all the new stuff. So we got the regular workbench, or sorry, that's the regular workbench. We got the body workbench, which I believe probably that as well. That's like a metal roller, and then other workbenches, and then of course the very nice brake lathe, which most shops don't have anymore. But this is what you'd use to basically grind out the grooves or anything out of and clean up the brake discs. Then we got our engine stand, so that's that entire expansion for this. The next thing we can do is we can have $20,000 for a dyno. Geesh. Requires lifter. This requires shop level 2. $75,000 for the paint shop level 2. And then you got to pay for the paint shop level 3 as well. Oof. Salvaging adds a container, which I don't really use. But we can get that too. And then we can get the warehouse. That's pretty cheap. So the warehouse, what that does, allows us to come over here and allows us to store parts. So we can put parts in here that we find or that we own. We can have parts in there so that we can, you know, just repair or replace stuff, repair stuff without having to spend extra money. And then, of course, this is where you can salvage. So you could take bad parts and salvage them. And that is that little blue icon next to your level up there at the top for salvaging the different parts and stuff like that. And I believe you use that for repair, don't you? I don't remember exactly how that works. But like I said, I don't really care about it anyway. So I just buy new parts. We can do the lifter. So we can get rid of that that school bus, get ourselves a lifter, and look at this, it opens up this whole entire shop. So now we can work on 2 cars at the same time, which is really nice. So, and then pinch up. Now we can finally buy this, where it allows us to basically spend money to be able to paint the shop and make the shop look like how we want it to look. which is very nice. And let's do the paint shop. And we can do the paint shop level 2. 78, and then, yeah, if we want to go all the way back down to 20 grand, or go back down to 8 grand, I think we'll stop there for now. We don't need the dyno. But that pretty much does most of the shop expansions. And then, of course, we can go ahead and change our flooring. So those are the selections, these are the options. Now, me personally, I like this to make it look really, really nice. Let's go ahead and select that. Look at all the different options. You can even go diamond plate style. Cushion, which that would be an expensive paint job for a solid floor. But yeah, me personally, I like this to make it look like a shop, or make it look like a proper shop. Plus, it's easy to see spills and stuff like that. But yeah, that makes it look nice. Garage upper walls. Let's see, what do we got? A nice white would be good. Makes it look old. Like really old. Option 25 is not bad. Option 15 is pretty good. Makes it look nice and clean. And then the lower walls, we can change that. Go with option 15 again. Nice white walls. Should never have white walls inside of a garage. Go with dark color. Thinking maybe if there's like a nice brick, that could look nice. Not really happy with any of these. The black would look okay as well. I like black and white. I like this blue, but at the same time, I don't know. Let's see what that looks like. That's not bad. Obviously, we're going to change the color of everything else, but yeah, that paneling's not bad. I do like the color. I'd rather have just paint, but that's okay. Okay, and then we can change our lifter color. We're going to go with nice blues. I think that's the only colors, yeah. You have nice blues. You can do rusty old blues to make them look old. Or we can do like cleaner blues, which make them look pretty nice. Lifter arms. I like yellow. Yeah, nice clean yellow. And then tire changer. Nice clean blue. Wheel balancer. Nice clean blue. Lockers. Nice clean blue. Cabinets. Blue. And the outer walls. See, I like that color. That blue. That's a really nice color. And the lower walls. The brick is nice. Let's swap it. So that's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad. And the garage gates, of course, we're going to go ahead and... Actually... Yeah, what if we swap it to be like what we have inside? I don't know. Okay, I think just straight white is probably good. And then for the outer, I went with this. I think that's not bad. And then white doors, of course. And of course for in here, yep, we're going to go with this to match the rest of it. And again, we'll just do straight white. It's just a lot better when you can actually see when it's nice and bright in there. Test path floor. Yep, we're just going to make it match the rest of it. Very nice. Oh. Why doesn't this middle strip match? It's very strange. Whatever. Then can we go straight white inside there? Yes. Nice and clean. Of course, we're going to make the rest of this match the rest of the shop. Perfect. I like that the numbers are the same. Yeah, it'd be very hard to keep these walls clean. Absolutely. Yep, then we'll go with that. Go with that to match the rest of it. Now, should we do black and then white? Like that? Yeah. Probably, huh? Or should we go the other way? Oh, you can't. Okay. And in here, of course, we're going to grab this. Is there anything that matches that? We go straight white. That's fine. Option 22. Yeah. Okay. And of course, this needs to match the rest of the building. Actually, don't remember which option I went with, so we're going to have to go all the way back. Upper walls, or lower walls 15. Upper walls are option 1. Okay. So option 1. Okay, there we go. Now lower walls are 15. There we are. Then test path gate. Yeah, we went with just straight white. Default. Yeah, just default then. Okay. Shop gate default. Car wash stall. Option 1. And then garbage. Is that clean? Yeah, clean. Okay. There we go. So now we have a nice clean shop with all that. Very, very nice. Now, what I do is I would also have these arms as yellow as well. It's like a danger point. But yeah, everything else looks pretty damn nice. Nice. It's a lot brighter in here for sure. Same with the rest of this. It's all nice in here. So yeah, this is where we can get, now we can also paint parts, as well as when we go to paint cars, we'll be able to actually mix and match paints, make custom colors and all that, and make it decent. Nice and good. Very good. Oh, we got something else over here. Okay, there we go. We stopped splashing. Like now that we got a second lift. And then the only thing left to buy, of course, is the dyno. Now I have every single achievement for this game already, so yeah. Alright, and we also moved our phone over here. So we're going to go ahead and take this story job, and then that should be it for the rest of this episode. So we'll just finish off with this car. Alright, so good morning. We need an expert opinion. I don't know what happened. I was planning a family vacation for next week. I started the car yesterday, and I was trying to turn on the lights, and there was nothing. So no headlights, of course. Okay. I thought that maybe the headlights or the lights were fried. But as it turned out, that wasn't the problem. Soon after, my car wasn't reacting to the key at all, so dead battery. I don't know what happened. Please check what the problem is. It would be good if the car was fit for a longer road trip, and if it were more and if it were more reliable. At least they marked it as such. Reminds me of a Renault. Renault likes to do that with their symbol. They like to put it right there. It looks like a Renault. Whatever one of the hatchback versions of whatever hatchback version of the Renault is. That's what it reminds me of anyway. Definitely looks like a Renault. Because they're supposed to light up, right? As such, I am almost sure that these indicator lights were lighting up properly. Oh no! No, they're not supposed to be on. Those dummy lights are not supposed to be on. They're not supposed to light up, no. If they're lit up, that means there's a problem. Okay, let's move this car over to the car wash real quick. Yeah, we'll give her a nice clean. Yeah. Yeah, that reminds me of a Renault. Absolutely. For sure. Okay, so car status. What do we got? Whoa, okay. Okay, this does not stem from not having any headlights. That's an engine head, man. Like leaking coolant. Alternator's bad for sure. There's no serpentine belt. That would probably do it. That would probably kill your battery. That would definitely kill your battery for sure. The car would overheat because your water pump is also controlled by the serpentine belt. So yeah, your engine would also overheat for sure. That's probably why it's saying the engine head's bad. So yeah, what probably happened, this is just a guess, but what probably happened is he got the car started and like the serpentine belt snapped at some point, and the car was driving and eventually got home, was not paying attention to any of the warning lights, was not paying attention to the temperature gauge, vehicle overheated, head cracked, like massively overheated, and when he shut it down, the rapid fluctuation in temperature probably cracked the head. And on top of that, for some reason, maybe the alternator was the cause of the belt snapping, because the alternator was starting to lock up because it was because something was going bad, and the tension of the belt just caused the belt to squeal. It was probably squealing, making a lot of noise, and eventually just wore the belt out to the point, because the alternator was no longer spinning, the belt was just sliding past the pulley. And I guess in most cases, if the alternator locks up, the engine's not going to run just because there's that much tension. The engine would just shut down. Because there's that much tension on the belt that it wouldn't allow the motor to turn. But, in some cases, you can get that belt to just wear out. And then, then the car overheated because the water pump's no longer being turned. So the coolant's not being circulated to take the heat off the engine. So, that would crack the head. And okay. It's a little more believable now that I explain it to myself. And then you want change. So basically just change everything. Okay. All right. So I would say I've identified the problem. And now the engine, there's nothing. Like he goes to turn the engine over, but the engine's the overheating could have caused the engine to basically grenade itself into oblivion inside. and now the motor's locked up. Okay, so first things first, I probably wouldn't know any of that, but yeah. I definitely note that the coolant is low. I pull the dipstick and it probably looks like chocolate milkshake. When I pull the dipstick on the dipstick itself, you've got oil and coolant mixed together inside there. So yeah, if you pull a dipstick and it looks like chocolate milkshake, that is very bad. That means you've got coolant leaking into the engine from any number of places, like a cracked head, a bad head gasket. You're going to need to have the motor professionally looked at, or if you know what you're doing, you're going to have to pull that motor apart. So we're probably going to need this. I'm not 100% sure yet, but first things first, I'm going to drain that fluid. Yeah, we're definitely going to be draining that fluid. Oh, no, don't put it back. Yeah, we're going to drain that fluid and we're going to pull that oil pan off and we're going to see what we're working with here. This is what I do in real life. I'd be like, okay, yeah. Oh, it wants me to pull off the stupid idler, which is part of the oil pan for some. That would not work, by the way. This right here would not work. That wouldn't have enough strength for the serpentine belt. That right there would snap off. If that was a real life thing. I mean, if it is a real life thing, they would have had to support it with some kind of metal, because nowadays a lot of oil pans are made out of plastic or they're made out of very thin aluminum, because they don't the only thing that they hold is the weight of the fluid. They don't they don't need to be very strong or anything. Oh, yep. And right here I can see we've got, in most cases, this would probably be a broken piston shaft. Damn it. Damn Nate. Con rod. Yeah, connection rod, basically. So yeah, just a broken piston or a bent piston. It's something major catastrophic happened. However, it doesn't look like it's too much damage. We're going to be taking the head off, but yeah, this has got to go. So I'm going to take this off. Probably would have been a lot more catastrophic in real life, but yeah. Doesn't appear that the damage was too bad. Maybe it was at low idle when it was overheating, or it was like, going down. So, it wasn't too bad. But now that the engine's not turning over, that's not good. Not great. Okay. It appears. Oh, this is an inline 3. Yeah. Very tiny motor. So yeah, it could have been not that catastrophic. I mean, depending on what happened. All right, you know what? Hold on. We're pulling this engine because we don't know what it looks like underneath there. We just know that something is definitely bad. Okay. We're just gonna pull the engine out. But now that I've confirmed that I need to pull the engine, let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Now it looks like we got some bad brakes. Let's take that off too. Alright, other side. Yeah, bad brakes on this side too. No brake pads, essentially. They wore them down. Like, the disc is fine, but yeah, the brake pads are pretty much cooked. Yeah, in this case as well, you'd be pulling off the transmission because there's not enough room to pull that whole engine and transmission together. So what I would do in real life case is I would take the transmission, disconnect it from the engine, and then just leave it sitting in there. What else do you want? Oh, you want the starter. Of course you do. Now we can do transmission. Okay, that's that disconnected. It probably wants this removed too, I bet. Alright. Lower it back down. Pull out the engine. Let's take it over to the bench. Take it over to the engine instead. Little inline 3. Yep, that'll allow us to more easily work on this. Yeah, because like I said, I don't know what this is going to look like, so... Let's start taking stuff apart here. There's bolts in there somewhere. There goes the intake. Take off the valve cover here. See what we're looking like. Looks like we got a, you know, a bent or broken crankshaft. Yeah, or camshaft, sorry. So yeah, this upper portion definitely is suffering quite a lot. First things first, let's get that timing cover up there. Doesn't look too bad. There we are. These out. Okay, now I can continue with this. Of course, making sure that our engine is timed before we take this all apart. Probably has a... Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I bet there's a set of timing on that backside there. Keep that all in time together. But there's nothing... to the game, there's nothing there. There's just black holes, essentially. Oops. Pull out both of our camshafts. I can pull out the engine heads. Or pull off the engine head, yeah. Alrighty. Bad piston. Okay. Let's see if we've discovered everything. Not quite. Alright. Well, I mean, we're almost done. We might as well take everything apart, huh? Get the experience at the very least. Just in case there's bad piston rings or something. Not much to this little tiny engine. Alright. So there's nothing left on this engine that we can... Oh, never mind. What would that be? Let's see. Oh, thermostat. That's where the thermostat's at, huh? Oh, I guess, yeah, the water pump's like right there, but... Interesting. Okay. I mean, of course, us car mechanics don't know everything about every single engine or in every single car. It's like, there's no way to know all of that. That's why usually mechanics have a database of cars and parts and everything, like just this huge database of it. Alright, so something else. Let's take a look at this car here. Take a look underneath. Yeah, because all this looks really good. No, the brakes inside there are bad. See, I don't know what I could be missing. So all 4 brake pads. This guy wore the brakes down to nothing. Just decided, we don't need brakes. Okay, yeah, I don't see anything wrong with the suspension or anything else. I don't know what I could be missing. I mean, everything else looks pretty decent. Yeah, all that looks really good shape. Wonder if fuses or something. I don't know if can you test fuses while it's well, there's no engine in the car? Will it let you? Yeah, it'll let you. It's funny. And we're getting tons of experience for all that. Oh yeah, look, relays. Okay, is that everything? One part not discovered. What? Air filter. It's gotta be. That's the only thing left. Only thing left that we can't see. Yep, air filter. Okay, we have everything. Cool. Alrighty, let's go buy parts and put this engine back together. Alrighty, and that is the engine back together. Can I take it off the stand? There we go. Got a brand new engine in there. Let's go ahead and put it in the car. Very nice. Alright. Move equipment, put it back. Car status. Okay, air filter, brake pads, fuse relay. Okay, yeah. I don't have that stuff yet. I think I have a brand new air filter. I'm not sure though. I'll have to see. Yeah, brand new air filter. Air box. Okay. Very nice. Alright, let's go ahead and go up. Get the rest of this car back together. Okay, I think I got the car all back together. Looks like we're all there. Yep, got it all back together, got everything connected, got all the fluids changed. I did too, all the electricals and stuff like that. Alright, perfect. We got $4,000 for that job, not bad. 31,000. We also leveled up too, which is nice. Which means we can go ahead and set up our next. I do want this one. 5% discount on parts. That is the most important. Do you finish an order? That one could be good too, eventually. Then we'll work with the rest of this. Okay. Then sell everything. Open up a case. What do we get? Do the 2 inner ones this time. Nice. And we get more credits. Even more money. Woo! We got so many barn find locations. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and buy the dyno. So then we don't have to worry about anything else. So now what we can do is we have a... Oh yeah, we got to do... let's do the customization on that dyno. Okay. Oh, this is the upper wall. And we just went straight white for everything. So 15, right? So the upper wall, dyno floor. Okay, just making sure. Of course, we're going to go with this. And then B. Yep, so that the floor matches. Then option 1. And the lower wall's option 15. And the gate. Option 6. Yeah, option 6. That's the only white gate they have. Okay. There we go. Now it matches the rest of it. And now we can bring cars in here to test them. To test their horsepowers and torques and all that stuff. Very nice. Top speeds. Got a bunch of soundproofing on the walls. You know, got exhaust pipes, so you put these on your exhaust or you put these on the exhaust ends, so it sucks up the exhaust out of the building while they're running. And then the big fans here, these ones you turn these on to basically simulate wind speed into the radiator, because obviously when the engine's working really hard, you're going to want a lot of air passing by your radiator and your intercooler and all that stuff. Definitely want wind going past that to keep things nice and cool. But yeah, that's that. Now we're a fully upgraded shop. We got every tool available. Now it's just working on getting these, and then we can start. And once we got all of these, we'll probably have enough money to be able to start going out and actually getting our own cars. And we do have a second lift that we can also do that with too as well, which is nice. But for now, though, that is going to be it for this episode of Car Mechanic Simulator. So next week is going to probably be a bit bigger for us when it comes to working on cars. Because we're going to be doing a lot more as well, which is really nice. But for now, though, like I said, that is going to be it. So I do hope you enjoyed. Oh, and before you go, I'd like to give a huge shout out and thank you to all of the investors you can see on your screen right now. Seriously, thank you. You guys are awesome. It is much appreciated. And until next time, I guess it's a goodbye.